Hey there guys, this is Slamzeron, aka YouTube's Tasuke, and once again I'm showing you guys my old website that I haven't updated since, according to this, 2012. Um, yeah, I wanted to make a little announcement here. If you are going to this website now when this video is being uploaded, you'll probably note that this news section is going to look a little different. That's because I'm recording this before I'm actually making the specific announcement that I just mentioned. Because I wanted to sort of have this whole thing prepared and whatnot. But that announcement is that I've actually made a new website and a blog, even sort of like a combo. I'll explain as we get there. But my new website is the Wheneverly Journal Place. Cool little Dark Souls font that I did in Photoshop. But yeah, this is my new blog. You can see it's named after my blog from LiveJournal, the Wheneverly Journal. Back when I called it, I know I didn't call it that originally on LiveJournal. I just called it I didn't call it anything. But I added the place at the end because I feel like for this website, I kind of want it to be more than just like a regular blog. It's also sort of like just a content site as well, and just sort of like a hub space for me and my online persona, if you will. And I'm basically just going to kind of post whatever I want. You'll note here that my latest post is actually of game news and the whole Hideo Baba leaving Bandai Namco and joining it with Square Enix, that whole thing. You can read all about it. Talked about it on the podcast, but you can also sort of read about. This is more of like an extended thoughts kind of thing. My main type of content that I'd like to do here is a collection haul stuff where I talk about stuff I got. In fact, I'm actually working on the next one, and that's going to be coming up pretty soon. Don't let this fool you because it looks like I do things monthly. The Wheneverly still remains true with my update schedule. It's going to be, whenever I want. It may look like it's monthly, and maybe at some point I'll change it to monthly, but it's just going to be whenever I feel like. I'm just going to kind of post whatever I feel like. Like I said, my next one's going to be a collection haul, the second one, which I might give you guys a little bit of a taste of what that's going to be like in the form of, voiceover. And I'm thinking maybe after that I might just do like a random anime episode review. I'm not going to review like full series and go in order. I'm just going to review random episodes. I'm just going to call it the random anime episode review. Or maybe even just the random episode review. And I might do posts talking about plugging stuff, like just shamelessly plugging something that I like. Or stuff. Might even do like solo podcasts and whatnot. But yeah, I'm just going to give you guys a little bit of a tour. This is the About Me page where you can learn all about me and just the little blurby blurb. I still kind of need to fix this thing up. And I put this here. I don't know. I might put a real picture of me or put my little Gaia Online thing. I don't know. Game reviews. Currently, it's just the video review. In fact, I actually need to edit this because there was originally more than one. I'm not sure if I want to have my written reviews on this site because they're kind of crappy and I don't really feel like redoing them. But this is just like direct links to all the game reviews that I've done. Like anything that actually has the word review in it. Like you'll know that as you scroll down, you will see that once we Dark Souls 3, for example, is on there. That's sort of like a review commentary. But yeah, like the latest stuff is on here, and I'd like to make this look a little nicer. Because I don't like how it's all like just all down. I kind of wanted to have it like where it's like, one here, then one here, then one here, and have like a row of three and go down that way. I think that would have looked cool. I might try to do like Dreamweaver to see if I can like kind of play around with it. Podcasts, just a link to the podcasts, and also, yeah, I think that's more or less it. Mainly just the Skit Stubby. This podcast is the main one, but also some other podcasts that I did in the past. Other stuff. This is sort of just other stuff that I've done. Like here is the Clock Tower fan translation that I worked on, and more info that you can find, as well as a link to the PC version that someone actually did, which still uses a version of my script. Old blogs, just old blogs that I did. This one I tend to use as like a sample for like copywriting and blogging. I'm actually also working on a professional writing space for me to post my stuff, and I'm going to be building a portfolio as well at some point. Old VO stuff, my old voice acting. This is my old demo reel, and this is sort of like my this is more of the portfolio and stuff like that. This is sort of like what I would consider to be like my best stuff. I'm probably going to include Philip from Reaching You as well, because I feel like that's pretty beefy. Then of course, I like hyperlinks. I think they're pretty fun. And over here is my resume. This is just a little FAQ about it. Stuff. You can read all that if you wish. Web design portfolio. This is something that's kind of... Oh, did I actually finally pull... Oh, yeah, I think I did. This is actually something I did in high school. Not really that good thinking about it, but I kind of liked it, and it's stylized, and it's just sort of like a relic of the past, so I kind of wanted to include it, mainly just for fun. Probably one of my favorite pages is the link in affiliates. I've got the BBS. Obviously, it closed down, but I have the link goes to... This still goes to like the actual thing, but here it takes you to like the Mizuho forums and like sort of like a thread for like that has like links and like just and stuff and whatnot about Super Marathon 64. That's there. Those are really my only two affiliates, but then I have links here like I've got Kanzenshuu and the wiki for Dark Souls and other stuff, Penny Arcade, Abyssal Chronicles, which I'm now a part of. I need to fix up that section. And I might include a couple more. I got the Combat Pavilion as well. This little contact page. I don't know how to make it to where this doesn't show up. I mean, I guess you can email me. I don't know if it shows up for other people, but then I've also got like FAQs, which I still need to do a bit of work on this stuff. But it's more or less kind of filled up. But then there's just like little FAQs and one. I have one for like general, but then I also have one for writing. Then I have one for podcasting, and then I have one for just gaming, just general stuff. And then I have a contact one for stuff. And then I've got like just social media over here. I actually made this thing myself. I just took images from my iPhone screen and did it that way because I wanted like good buttons, and I don't know, I might remove some of them because SoundCloud I don't really use that much, and Tumblr, I don't really do that much. And I like this little thing, the currently playing widget. I think that's pretty fun. Back in the day, I would do the Xbox Live one that closed down, and I know there's a new one that came around. In Playfire, I used to have one, but it didn't really update that much, so this one's Exophase. I don't do backloggery since you have to kind of manually do it. I kind of like the kind that does it for you, and I like it when it shows you like both. Ideally, I would love to have one that just tracks everything. Like if it can do 3, that'd be pretty cool. And yeah, this little follow button. I might put another widget over here. I don't know. Maybe like the Play Asia thing from this bad boy. Or something else. But yeah, this is my new web space. This is like my new big website. I'm gonna be it's already replaced the link on my profile on YouTube, so you can go to it from there, and you've probably already been able to see it. And if you like my stuff, feel free to give me a follow, and of course, any feedback and any comments, that's fine too. Um, I'm probably gonna change the font as well. Um, I my writing style, since I've blogged before. I feel like my voice is at least established from a standpoint of style. It's a bit of a, like, you see how I italicize the names of like stuff. It adds some like academic, like MLA sort of stuff to it. It's not perfect, I'm not expecting it to be like 100% perfect. In fact, I noticed that, like, whenever I would like italicize stuff in like papers in the last class that I took, the professor would correct me and be like, "No, you need to uh, put quotes around it." I think it's just because poems, which is the class I was taking, that was since poems are generally a short term, I guess, or short form forms of art, but congestion, that's always fun. And I might maybe fix up the design a little bit. I kind of like the way it looks. Um, and the reason why I picked WordPress is because I felt like for the kind of content I'm trying to make, it's perfect, because I wanted something that had a lot of customization to it. And I feel like even though it still looks kind of plain, it looks like unique to me, at least as much as it can. So I'm pleased with it, honestly. But yeah, that's pretty much all. Definitely check it out if you want to. There will be a link in the description. There's also a link on my YouTube page, and if you follow me on social media, you'll find links there as well. I think I might need to update the Twitter one, and since I've already posted stuff, like, I still do I have it set up to where, like, it'll post like on social media as well, so that's pretty cool. But I think I need to update some of the links. I know on Twitch I probably need to update some of the links. But yeah, other than that, just to kind of give you guys a general idea of what the collection haul, which are going to be the main ones, the main kind of posts, why don't I just kind of show you guys some of the pictures I've taken so far and kind of talk about those. Obviously, the way it's going to be written is going to be a bit different, because right now I'm talking and I'm going like unscripted, without having the luxury of being able to think about what you want to write. So my diction's going to be a bit different, but it doesn't hurt to try. I've actually pulled up 2 pictures here. So yeah, I'll just kind of start off with this one here, The Sims 2. I've actually written about a chunk of this particular section already, and my first line, I believe, is something to the effect of, "The first game is The Sims 2, a game I'm more involved with than I'd like to be." And I have a hyperlink to like my voice acting stuff, because I've done a lot of like Sims Machinima, many of which happens to be of Sims 2. Among my friends, I'm known. I'm sort of like told, or rather, use your words right. They keep telling like the same story that I've told them a bunch of times, where like someone asked me to like audition for like their Sims 3 thing, and I always joke, and I said like, yes, but only because it's Sims 3. I didn't actually say that, but it was more or less that. But anyway, The Sims 2, I got the PS2 version, greatest hits. It not necessarily a particular reason why the greatest hits. That's just the version I found. The reason why I got the PS2 version was because the PS2 version, I think the PSP version as well, has this thing where you can actually directly control your sim, as if you're playing like just some regular game with a controller. And I like that feature. I kind of wish they would have included it in future ones. I know they did for Sims 3 on the Wii, which I also have, but ever since being a bigger part of the Sims Machinima community and whatnot, I've kind of gotten a little bit more into Sims. So I wanted to get this one. Probably not going to get Sims 4 unless they do something with like PS4 or something. I'm a little surprised they haven't announced anything like that. But yeah, just a nice little piece of the collection. Sonic Gems collection for the GameCube. When I was looking this up, I was actually considering getting the PS2 version. I didn't know that. Yeah, it says only 4. Like, in North America, it was only released for the GameCube, whereas in Europe it was released for GameCube and PS2. This was near the end of that generation's life cycle, I think. So it was probably around that time where the PS2 was in a position to where in Europe, which is where like I think Sony is pretty popular. I don't know if they were at a point to where they were doing specific ports for specific regions, because like in North America and I think also Europe. Lately the thing is that like they've been doing like PC Steam versions of games, but I remember during the PS3 and Xbox 360 days, it seemed like games would come out primarily for PS3 in like Japan and whatnot, but in North America and Europe they would get an Xbox 360 version as well. I don't know if this is necessarily true for this game in particular, but that could be the case. I don't know if in Japan it came out for PS2, but obviously I got the GameCube version. And I wanted to get it back when it came out, but I never did for whatever reason. And so it just kind of fell on the back burner until eventually like I never got the chance to get it because it wasn't being sold in stores anymore. But I finally got it, and I'm happy to have it in my collection because I like Sonic. I'm nostalgic for Sonic. And I know that like Sonic CD and Sonic the Fighters and I think whatever racing game, or Sonic R, those three games I'm pretty sure are available on PSN and Xbox Live now, but I like having physical games. Plus I feel like, it's better to just have like the physical ones. Plus that way, like if something happens, I'll always have them, and I just like having physical stuff. I don't know, no real reason. Mainly just trying to like, I don't know, complete myself. This game up here, it might be kind of hard to see, is Digimon's Battle Spirit 2 for the Game Boy Advance. I got that one because one, I like the original, and two, Frontier is, as I put in the blog itself, because again I've written a bit of it already, this particular post, so some of it's already been written and I'm kind of repeating myself, but Digimon Frontier, or Digimon Season 4, Season 4, is unapologetically and unironically probably my favorite season. I could go into details as to why, but at the same time it's partially based on nostalgia. I say nostalgia, although that was sort of where like Digimon seemed to kind of fall off the radar, so nostalgia it's not really entirely, especially considering like it was always hard to kind of catch it on TV. But I enjoy it, honestly, and Frontier is the season that's the primary focus of Battle Spirits 2. I don't know if they have any other seasons. They might in the game, but happy to have it. I played a little bit of it. Played how you would expect. My copy of my original actually got crushed slightly by a chair, so it's actually kind of bent up, but it still works, which is kind of funny. The game directly below it is Mystical Ninja for the N64. It's the 3D platforming action adventure one. I got this one because I liked it growing up, so it's a bit of nostalgia, and it was one of my favorite N64 games that I played, and it was also the first time I heard a Hironobu Kageyama song. Like Gambare son gambare yume wa ne 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 ne. That was the first Hironobu Kageyama song that I had ever heard, and it was kind of nostalgic listening to it, which is kind of funny. And I'd watched a friend stream it with a couple of other friends, and he also streamed the other Mystical Ninja game that's a 3D side scroller, so it's more like what you would expect from the Mystical Ninja series, because from what I understand, the series has traditionally been a side scroller. Because I had the Super Nintendo one, I think it's called Legend of the Mystical Ninja, on the Virtual Console for the Wii. I guess technically the Wii U now, but yeah, I got it. I never really got that far. I got up to like the first fight with the robot, and back then I couldn't figure out how to do it properly because I was a kid, but I could probably do it now. So yeah, nice addition to my collection. Happy to have it. Next is Sword of the Berserk Guts' Rage, the second Dreamcast game I ever got. For those who care, the first Dreamcast game I have is Shenmue. And I mainly got it because I like Berserk, and also just because of the notoriety of it, since it, from the perspective of a modern Berserk fan, it's sort of like Final Bout in that it doesn't feature the same voice cast as the anime. That being said, though, Guts is voiced by Michael Bell, who is a fantastic voice actor. So, it's pretty cool that, and yes, I do know that the new anime has replaced all the voice actors. Listen to the podcast for that. um, but yeah, I got this game because, I like Berserk and I wanted another Dreamcast game. And I had played a little bit of it because I had made a burned copy of it before, but now that I have a game, I don't need burned copy anymore, so I threw it away in favor of the nice official version of the game. And I like that Guts can actually jump, because in the PS2 game he can't jump, and in the latest Berserk in the Band of the Hawk game, which I'm going to show in a minute because I'm showing two pictures, he still can't jump. So this is the only one where he can actually jump. I don't know, it might be something kind of fun to stream or something. And the game directly below it is called Rampage World Tour for the PS1. To be honest, I'm primarily familiar, or I mainly remember playing the N64 version. But for my collection, I'm also trying to get like the most original and legitimate, as in not port, games in my collection. I do plan on getting the N64 version, mainly just because, like I said, I have memories playing that one. I actually have a separate list of games that are ports and like just other versions of games that I want to try and get. Some of them include like the Japanese version of Eternia, the premium box specifically, the Japanese Wii version of Tales of Graces, the PS4 collector's edition of Tales of Zestiria, so I can get the fucking movie, and also the N64 version of Rampage World Tour, and probably the second one as well. I'll have to maybe add that to the list, as well as like the physical versions of digital games that I want to get, so I can have the actual physical games, especially like Super Mario 3D World, since when I got my Wii U, I didn't know that it was going to be digital. I was expecting a physical game, so Nintendo tricked me. But yeah, and yeah, some, like I said, the N64 versions on there, but for this one, I just got the PS1 version. Plays a little bit differently than the N64 version. I think I'm a little bit more used to that, but I actually enjoyed this game a lot. I didn't play the original arcade version, like the OG one. I think I might have played this version in the arcade, if I'm not mistaken, but I actually kind of enjoyed it. It's fun. I'm intrigued by the secrets, because I know there's a secret character. You can get that bat demon creature thing. And I know that in the second and third game, and also the Rampage Total Destruction that they released on like the Wii and whatnot, which that's going to be the version I get because it has extra characters that the PS2 and GameCube versions don't have. But anyway, I know in the other games they have like extra characters, so I'm going to try and get the other games as well. They are on the list. I think the next PS1 game, as of this recording, that I'm getting is the Spider-Man one for the N64, not the N64, the PS1, though I am going to get the N64 version as well, because I have memories of that one, and that was actually the one that I mainly played where I actually really got far, like got to the final level of the game. So yeah, but I enjoy Rampage. It's a pretty decent game. So yeah, that's that for this picture. There's one more I'd like to show, mainly just because it's kind of funny. Because it was around this time that like I started thinking like, oh, I want to kind of work on my anime collection as well, and also I want to catch up with the Berserk manga, since the one, Berserk in the Band of the Hawk was coming out, and two, I wanted to catch up for the manga with the manga, so I could be further along and not be too behind when the new anime starts, which is going to be starting pretty soon. So because of that, I actually picked up the manga. As I'm recording this, I already have like a lot more. Like I'm actually 2 volumes away from having, including 38, because I don't know when this is coming out, but 38, the latest volume, is actually on its way. In terms of being officially translated and released. So I just ordered, I think, 35, but in this picture I'm showing 28, 29, and 30, which I've actually already read. They were both seemingly new copies as well, or at least they were in the little shrink wrap. And also I noticed that on the spine, the Dark Horse logo was different, so I'm thinking these are the reprints that Dark Horse did, like, because they reprinted the entire Berserk manga to make it easier for people to get, because these books in particular are actually pretty expensive. Normally they're like $14, and they're also kind of hard to find. I bought them off of Amazon just because I feel like with Amazon, I trust them. Like, for the games, I've been getting them off of eBay with the exception of like new ones. Like, you see Berserk and the Man of the Hog. I got that from Amazon. New games I've been getting from Amazon, or in the case of Berseria, GameStop. But yeah, and for my anime, I've also been doing Amazon just because it's simpler that way. And since I'm just buying from like an Amazon warehouse or directly from Amazon, I trust the listing. I might do maybe like a article or something about collecting stuff, because eBay, most collectors would probably tell you to stay away from eBay, but I honestly think eBay is a lot better than what people think. It's just that you have to kind of know how to handle it properly. But yeah, I've already read all these 3. I enjoy it. I hope to be caught up by the time the anime starts. I feel like I'm probably a bit ahead by at least several episodes. I don't know how long it's going to be, probably 12, or maybe I think it's going to continue like 13 onwards, so it's probably going to end up being like, 24, 26 or something. But yeah, and I also got Berserk and the Band of the Hawk, just the regular version. I don't think there was any like pre-order thing. I bought it just from Amazon. Played a little bit so far, pretty fun. I plan to focus on it once I get a chance to sort of like sit down and play it, because I mainly was focusing on videos and also catching up on other videos, and also trying to prepare for like the Tales of Berseria videos and podcasts that are going to be coming up and other things. But yeah, it's pretty decent so far. I'm liking it. I look forward to playing more. It's going to be probably my next big game that I'll talk about. And also, right there's my wallet. I'm not one of those fancy brown leather typical wallet people. No, man. I got my little blue pouch. It's served me well. Like, I don't even care. I think it's got my name on the back too, or it used to. But yeah, that's just a little taste of what I have so far. And I'll be showing off more. I only showed 2 pictures of like several that I took. If you want, maybe I could start doing like videos for. I don't know if I want to start it like immediately, because I kind of want this blog to get some traction as well. So there'll be a link in the description if you guys want to read it, and I highly encourage that you do, because I'm going to be writing about all kinds of different stuff. If you want to see me speak in a more intelligent way, because since I tend to go kind of off the cuff with these videos, I probably don't sound that smart, but here you see, I'm well written, I can write good, lol. I'm obviously not perfect, but I feel like my writing skills is much higher than my speaking skills. So definitely give it a read if you'd like to. I've got this little game news thing as well, so it's going to be more than just collection stuff. That is, that is going to be like the primary thing. I'm thinking probably collection haul and then something else, then collection haul and then something else, and I'm just going to kind of rotate. I'm thinking, like I said before, like maybe like random anime episodes, or just random episodes of whatever, and then like shameless plugs, and maybe podcasts. I don't know. I don't even know how that's going to work, so I'm already doing this Get Style BBS podcast, so I don't really need to do another one. But yeah, I hope you guys check out my blog, and yeah, this is Flames Around, aka Tasuke, signing out.